Hello and welcome back to Futuristic Indians. I really enjoyed getting to know you guys by reading your introductions. And I want to say Yate to the Navajo student Mira. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know any more Navajo than that. I'm much better with Cherokee. It also looks like we have students who are familiar with, speaking of native languages, Creek and Cherokee, and I wasn't sure if they were taking those classes out of interest or if they were Creek and Cherokee themselves. We do have a lot of native people in Oklahoma and a lot of native students at OU and native teachers. I'm a citizen of the Cherokee Nation myself. And I always get really interesting stuff when you guys tell me about yourselves in the introductions, but I've never seen a horse named Hipster. That's definitely a unique one there. One of you actually also mentioned that they didn't get the chance to see the flyer. On D2L, if you go over to the course home tab, I put the flyer up there so you can see the painting by Bunky Echohawk of Yoda as an Indian. And if you go to Bunky Echohawk's Facebook page, you can actually see another rendition of Yoda as an Indian. But we'll get that to the art later. So what we're going to start with is we're going to look at how stereotypes of native peoples have made it into media, and then we're going to go through the rest of the course to see how native peoples are using the generic tendencies of science fiction to kind of write back against those stereotypes. So we're going to read a chapter from a book called Indian Stereotypes in TV Science Fiction, First Nations Voices Speak Out by Sierra Adair. And this book is really interesting. What she does in other chapters, we're not going to read the chapters where she does this, but she does this, interviews participants later. She shows them several episodes, some from Star Trek, from Quantum Leap, from Voyager, engages their reactions to a questionnaire, as well as their physical body posture and response to these episodes, to kind of see what type of stereotypes are being perpetuated or what type of stereotypes are being recognized in these shows. So I think it's a really interesting read if you're interested in how stereotypes make their way into mainstream media. I would suggest the book, highly suggest the book. I would also suggest, if you're interested in that, to look at the documentary Real Engines, that's R-E-E-L Engines. It's a documentary about native stereotypes in Hollywood, and I've put a link to that on the link tab in D2L. That is not required by any means, it's just optional if you're interested in that. The chapter we're going to look at from Sierra Adair is, it's all in the label, and she does a good job in this chapter, I believe, of historicizing not only the word stereotype, but where these type of stereotypes come from about native peoples. And for those of you who are aware of taking classes in native studies or classes about particular tribes or language classes, you might already be aware of these stereotypes and how they play out. But it'll give us a good grounding to see what the native authors will be reading might be competing with or talking back to with their stories. This book, I actually took the title for this class from the book, where Adair writes about how she shows these futuristic Indians, she puts quotes around Indians, to the participants that she's researching. And so what was interesting is she's looking at this quote Indians, or these stereotyped futuristic Indians, and we have a lot of great examples of how that stereotype might be starting to be corrected by native authors. What I want you guys to do to start off will be a Dropbox exercise. And so you want to go over to the Dropbox tab, and I want you to answer this one question about this chapter in a short paragraph, about a half a page. So I want you to explain 2 of the ways that Sierra Adair shows that Indians have been historically stereotyped. And I want you to give examples from the chapter to back up your answer. So as far as format goes, make sure it's in Times New Roman 12-point font. And also, so I can open it up and read it, save it as a Word doc, .doc, or if you're using a Mac or something and not using Word, you can save it as a .rtf, and I'll be able to open that easily. So on the Content tab, the first PDF that I have up for you by Sierra Adair is an introduction to stereotypes. And if we can start with that, I think it's going to give us a good grounding. If anyone has any questions or concerns, or you're having any further trouble with the material, feel free to shoot me an email, and I will see you all next time.